welcome back into session. Are we, I presume we're still on item number 1.
We are, yeah.
So, we don't need to do a roll call or anything like that.
No. What we want to do with this, talk in the spreadsheet, appreciate your patience in letting us walking through and our cost projections at this point.
Thank you. We have Greg put together the spreadsheet. You, if you need them.
And we push that.
25 acres.
There's
This all is this
all the same section.
okay?
Interest of time, I don't press the button. So that's recording. We looked at these by everyone 30-acre option. The 20 you can see coming in from Pony access point. So you'll see includes all 6 fields and cuts the fields 6th field. That's why you
Point that out to us. Thanks.
we left
So
it very
that
faint.
southern border.
Center pivot is what's the field. They could as well. I mean, perhaps they could farm 2/3. It all centers around that pivot. The acre option when we added up all $1 million, and that's on your spread. We expected it to be closer to 10. That includes bringing to the site all the way from the for utilities. Yep. Very. I'm sorry. Express would tie in with it. From the site down south to a bit of money in that for that sewer. So those are expensive. We only included 2 lanes of the just 1 lane each direction with just out. The access road we did the access road, but
So
not
that
on
was-
Pony. Here, that section. Put it on the spreadsheet as a separate line. It could be paid for. Yes. It's called access roads, and they're high. They're,
really a pretty small number relative.
and that's because it's just asphalt on storm drains and all the other things that go into.
It's
Parkway external roads. Oh, so just that whole.
on the 20.
We're looking at just the untreated base course separated out.
And it's coming from a different source, right?
5 acre, does that then?
So 25 acres is just the one.
Regarding parking with ballpark stalls per field, 70 stalls per field. 30-acre plan, we're at 75 on the 25. So it's southern parking that's below. So for the first phase, if you go 20, you can get by. That's essentially 70 per field.
Completely built out. We're at 100.
Plus. Well, except in
Depending
multi-fields.
when we do the
Soccer
southern,
uses-
pick those up. If you were doing just fields into it, of course, that changes to the soccer. If you're having events, a different season than the soccer, entirely. So it depends on. We have a lot more access.
I correct in saying that the left side of Pony will exist? Not going to have a second access?
Well, it's up to you guys. But what we did just for, is for 25 acres.
What would,
So instead, so back here, but
If you look on the back,
this is for just the first half?
that
So it'd be 302 instead of, yeah, an additional.
Difference in
Peanuts.
price. Again, if you put more money into it, it costs one lane each direction.
widened at a later.
Yep.
Ribbon Road right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Developing, anticipate bringing in those.
Can I make a couple of just random? The eventual parking, the more native area there, it would make more sense inside and not the outside, so that you're not. Okay,
And I,
doing that, but
it'd be hard to tell what would happen out there.
that natural area, once it's studied and completed, we'll have a better.
It has not been studied yet.
No sidewalk on either side of the road. Yeah, and you're gonna have people parking over there and walking. Unwise.
Shown at the last minute kind of as a, we should even do that. So we just, it's a good suggestion, the master plan.
Also on the very northern, if you continued and had a sidewalk, continuation of sidewalk all the way around the northern edge with no pedestrian access.
We should show that as well.
Those are my random design comments for you.
Council, so you're aware, we'll just put them in attendance.
Yes.
Welcome.
And this question may be for you, but what will the lighting have on? Because that's, I mean, when I was looking through that, you know, I mean, we need, the other big ticket item was sidewalks. You know,
I won't,
not.
the financial analysis that we have, they talks about the ability to have tournaments and light, or to bring tournaments in.
Tournaments during the first phase. Is there 5 fields in a 25 field option or 4 fields really going to meet the needs for a tournament play?
Lions Bank did 4 is the minimum, so you would probably still get more paying as much.
That's
And
we'll have right away. Correct.
right. But that could be done during the day, doesn't necessarily need to be playing at night in order to fill it. I'm seeing a preliminary version that didn't have numbers, but the 5 tournaments shouldn't expect that those 5 tournaments are going to pay for this.
The staff's gonna we're gonna get it tomorrow and be able to shuttle it.
Right.
Of, for example, I know that 4 boards and another had been talked about.
If we can do something like that, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Costs are huge. It's easier to put
Yes.
Yeah.
than it is to retrofit.
Major concerns with
Anticipation of
legacy
no light.
moving lighting there.
Lighting is really playing.
Right. No, I definitely think point. I'm just, you know, $1 million and saying, well, where, and I see one item that maybe a, you know, really would like to have, you know, so explore those options so that I know. That's all I've got for right now.
gone, was just
Ground infrastructure as well as the actual.
That's what the direction you guys want us to go.
You'd want it in. You'd want it now, even if we're not going to put the standards up. And yeah, maybe the standards are this $1 million, you know. So we're not.
So they're only, that's 25 acres, isn't that right? So does 5 acres.
Plan, you'd need to anticipate, I'd say bulk for land acquisition.
If I remember right, per their 1 square foot more.
The open space, and they anticipated this be what would trigger that. So acreage with the donation of the wetlands, right? And so first time, second land acquisition would.
Because now we don't have to if we buy.
But, I mean, the final evaluated, I think whatever buy down that is. I
we can
think,
give you some revised numbers there.
sure.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm not. This is.
We can sure give you a revised.
I get thinking on the finance.
On the 25 acre plan, inside the 25, you can be able to utilize that. They probably won't ever do that.
In this proposal, for that is want to keep their kids busy.
So, playground,
It's under part
200,000.
What direction are you?
We need direct.
Spend.
How much? That's really going to determine. For plan the master plan,
Right.
in the first phase, that's the direction. We can go further down one line.
Sure.
Know where we go next.
To be able to give you a good estimate of the party to do this is maybe what we do is clearly we don't have this in cash right now. The bond payment to be impact fees so that that would even cover it projects that we anticipate using out of 35. So financial analytical pulled X dollar amounts without seeing budget. And I'm not saying go out and hire hands to do that analysis. What? They get free, then I think having an prevent a way that myself. Is that a fair comment?
I think to Spencer's point, like up to this point, conceptual things, we're getting to the point now where the score spend on these, what's our budget? We're starting to have to make on the committee. We need to know where, you know, we were starting to kind of go down. Once we get down there, you know, you start making decisions. Oh, well, you know, let's Carrera marble in the bathrooms, and then we bring it back to council, and I bathroom where we, you know, so we need as to how far range, we need something before we can really
But
go
you're-
any further.
Right. So I'm envisioning is a range of kind of what we project the anticipated impact would be to the current budget, the bond up to the high end, which would be 9 plus 550.
Decision between 25 and, with 20 and a T-ball, 6 full field.
And a sig-
Massive.
and
One less.
and
Stacked
piles
up.
on.
Well, if we do the field with the, and then we need estimates with
One building. We did that just so you could compare.
What about the main? Okay.
To be able to compare the two.
Function without a
Or the scorekeeper. And
so those wouldn't really be functional for tournaments anyway.
no, not at all for tournaments.
so if we million fields with 2 your option. Yeah,
Yeah,
halfway.
I think, so the 30 reason the committee last time was, we want something that can stand on. Because go beyond. So I think that's why we ended up with this. Here was brought because and so we wanted to see, well, where the biggest cost is $500,000 for land acquisition.
We need to have something that Saratoga would reflect well. So I would, acre option.
Like Councilman Wilden said, but I think that now that there's only one tower with the 5 fields, that's functional for us. So I would, assuming we can finance it.
But my intention is, the intention was
That's the one that we wouldn't be building.
build that 25 acres, but it's a far western side, which I built out.
Yeah, that makes the concession in the middle of what'll eventually.
Bare bones.
Yeah.
No kitchen or anything like that.
Just a closet for them to sell candy bars out of, basically.
On the parks tour with to policy session, but about that, they talked about the fact that places aren't even really doing concession food trucks.
Yeah, and that is
if that's
something.
the case, we're looking at this going, where are we going to put food trucks?
Which we feel this are great for that, and we've anticipated to it, not road,
Okay.
but sidewalk.
Yeah.
Other cities, we're getting, but most of them specifically, because what little money they do get, the field, anything to do food trucks, and leasing out space to them, is, if you have a big tournament, food trucks will probably be interested in things. I don't know if there's
Yeah, we'll have something.
ways to have.
So this isn't a full concession, they're not cooking.
Probably, it'd be
Venti.
probably hot dogs, drinks.
Mostly.
We're not putting in anything.
That was a huge cost.
Would
money
this
coming
be a
in for.
20-year loan?
Shorter, I don't think they usually do.
The other that I would like to phasing, if we do we are we willing to wait? I stands on, or are we just wanting to have it be?
I think those are really good questions. Bond might do to us. And
Sorry.
what was I saying? That analysis. Well, I wasn't.
So, Councilmember, wanting to do tonight with the council was say, okay, kind of got these critical junctures, with architecture or whether it was decision points, we're happy with the layout, those kinds of things, knowing that we have some ballparks. So fundamentally, if you with bonding language, that they have the information that they need, enough of an assurance that we're not quad.
Well, I think
We're
what
gonna go
Councilman Wilson, the idea of
Yeah.
what those payments,
Spencer,
Yeah,
I think you have enough.
About a 10 million
For the-
around, depending on where the bond market is at that. More specific, we're going to be working with some other projects here in the very near future.
Before we move, did you?
We've talked about in the past.
For those